Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method, and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry, or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
All right, folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business, and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you, so make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place. Welcome to
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
It got up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Whoa! Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Now get started again.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to it, the Tuesday edition of the program where we continue to take the left of school, exposing them for who and what they really are, all while arming the hardworking people of America like you and me with knowledge we need to hold our elected officials accountable. Fear not, though. Unlike leftist professors out there in their classrooms, you will find no safe zones here. Why? Because we believe in the First Amendment. If you would like to connect with the show, you can do so a number of ways. We're on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You can email me anytime you would like, Gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. I read each and every one and try to respond to as many as I possibly can. We're on Twitter @TheGMShow, Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And you can find the show on demand, all 5 daily offerings and the live show on replay via iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And regarding Spreaker, I want to thank you so much for those of you who have taken the time to give us a follow. We are now 9 follows away from our goal of 100 to qualify for the iHeartMedia podcast offering. And as I've mentioned before, that is the mecca. That is the pinnacle of what we are trying to do. And so thank you so much. We are only 9 away. If you have not done so, I beg you, if you could take the time to log on to Spreaker.com, search the Gavin Mitchell Show, give us a follow. It would mean so much to us. If you do not have a Spreaker account, it takes zero money, just a little bit of time. You can sign up, again, completely free, and then search the Gavin Mitchell Show and give us a follow. It means the world to us. We are on a number of internet radio stations. We have High Plains Media, Sackhead Radio Network, K98 Talk, and the405media.com. All of those are off the top of my head, and forgive me, you can tell the list is getting quite large, and we are grateful to be a part of all of that. And, of course, our flagship station, conservativeradionetwork.com, ICRN. Ron and his guys are so fantastic to us. We do have the live offering each and every Saturday where you get to be a part of the program if you would like. You are welcome to call in. That is broadcast in the Dallas-Fort Worth area on News and Information 570 AM KLIF. But if you aren't in the Dallas area, fear not. Ron and his guys have done us the extreme favor of sending that out on his stream so that people all around the country can get a hold of the show and participate. And so thank you to those guys. We mentioned yesterday that we had a special announcement. Starting tomorrow, Matt Locke and I from the Matt Locke Show are going to sit down and record a 2-hour show each and every week. You'll find it on conservativeradionetwork.com. We are going under the name of the Conservative Cartel because we believe that the Bible, the Constitution, our guns, among other things, have become contraband in this administration. And so we're going to buck the system. We're going to push back right at the heart and call ourselves the conservative cartel. And so we're excited to be a part of that. That recording is going to go down tomorrow. You'll be able to catch it tomorrow night, and I'll have more information moving forward tomorrow on where and how you can find that show. With all of that said, it is Tuesday, and we have a primary in Indiana. And there are a lot of people claiming that this primary is critical to the nomination process, and I've pitched my argument that that's simply not true. It's not true when it comes to the nomination process. It might be critical to Ted Cruz to argue that he has any reason to continue to remain in this race. But as far as Donald Trump trying to hit that magic number of 1237 ahead of the convention, Indiana really doesn't matter. And I know there's a lot of people in Indiana who beg to differ. The only way Indiana matters is to whether Donald Trump gets that much closer that much quickly. That's it. Because Donald Trump is going to hit the 1237. And I've said it before several times. I'm a Cruz guy. I like Ted Cruz. I like everything about Ted Cruz. But if you look at the raw numbers, I'm at Politico.com right now. Say what you want to about the outlet. But Donald Trump, according to them, is sitting at 996 delegates. He needs 241 more. Of the 571 remaining, he only has to capture a little over 42% of the remaining delegates that are left. That's it. And we've talked about Indiana is important. And Matt Locke and I spent some time, because Matt's actually out of Indiana, talking about this. Well, how's Indiana look? How's it going to break down? Tell me the process that goes on in Indiana. And the way it works is there's 57 total delegates available. 30 of those are on a statewide election. If you win the popular vote in Indiana statewide, you get those 30 delegates. The other 27 are distributed among the 9 congressional districts evenly. So each of the 9 congressional districts get 3 delegates. But unlike New York, they're not allocated or proportioned. It's winner take all. And so I asked Matt, what does the climate look like up there? How is this thing shaping out? And he told me very clearly. We went through each congressional district, and the conclusion we came to is Trump should pretty handily, and Matt's best guess is 8 to 10 points, should win the state election. And that's a thumping in Indiana, because this is supposed to be Cruz territory. Remember, last week after that swing through the Northeast, we're moving to more favorable terrain. He went and got Mike Pence, the governor, and his endorsement. And so this is supposed to be Ted Cruz territory, but with Matt's finger on the pulse of what's going on in Indiana, he's right there in the middle of it. He thinks everything is telling him that Trump comes out with an 8 to 10 point lead statewide. When it comes down to the congressional district, he all but guaranteed me on the phone, and don't bind Matt to this. This is us having a conversation, and I'm sharing with you a private conversation. He told me, he's like, Gavin, I can all but guarantee Trump's going to walk away with at least 5, maybe as many 7 of these congressional districts. And so it looks like a huge night for Donald Trump, and it just gets him that much closer. Now, keep in mind, we've got New Jersey coming up, which is winner take all. We've got California out there that has 170-something delegates that Trump is running neck and neck with Cruz. That doesn't include Washington, Oregon, Nebraska, and a number of other states that are still out there in play. And he only needs 42.2% of the delegates from this point forward. That includes Indiana. That includes New Jersey. And so I told you, after New York and especially after the Northeast, the math just says Donald Trump's going to hit that magic number. He's going to. There's no two ways about it. Ted Cruz is out there claiming it's not going to happen. I love Ted Cruz, but I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. The math is not in his favor. The math is in Donald Trump's favor. And so we look at the polls, and I cited these yesterday. Statewide, it's Trump plus 7.8, Trump plus 15, Trump plus 9, Trump plus 2, Trump plus 5, Trump plus 8. All that falls in line with what Matt Locke is saying. And so for Donald Trump to walk out of Indiana this week with anything less than, I would say, 40 delegates is going to be a disappointment. Now, The people of Indiana are responding, and rightfully so. I mean, it's been a long time since they've been in a primary that mattered at all. And while the math says it's not as important as maybe some would believe, it still matters. It still matters a great deal, because the sooner this party can turn its attention to Hillary Clinton, the better we're going to be. It really is that simple. The numbers are saying that the early voter turnout is 50% more than the state record for early voting turnout, and that happened in the 2008 primary. 62% of the applications for early or absentee voting have been for Republican ballots. The right is coming out in droves, and we've talked a lot about that. Where are they coming from? A lot of them are just mad blue-collar people like you and me that are sick of what's going on in Washington. Some of these are coming over from the Democratic Party, and I've asked a lot of people, what do you think that proportion is of people who are trying to sabotage the race in these open primaries, and what percentage do you think have truly converted for this race? A lot of people are like, oh, 50-50. And that's an easy answer. I understand why you would go with 50-50. But I'm going to argue that those who have shifted their commitment and are genuinely interested in voting for Donald Trump is more like 60, maybe even 70%. I don't believe there's a lot of sabotage going on. And the reason being is Bernie Sanders has been viable. With these super delegates, he's been realistically a non-factor. But he's been in the race. He's gotten attention. He's won races that he shouldn't have. Now, on the same political poll, it has an uncommitted delegates at 57. Now, it doesn't explain whether those are the unbound or those are unbound that are uncommitted. It doesn't explain that. It would make sense if they were the unbound but unpledged. That's how it would go. But there's another important note here, and I'm actually going to go back and do the math tonight. John Kasich is still in fourth in a three-man race. Marco Rubio still has more delegates than him, 171 to 153. He is fourth in a three-man race. And I'm actually going to total up, and we're going to have a running count of days that John Kasich has been in fourth place in a three-man race. It blows my mind. We have to take a quick break, but on the other side, I have a soundbite of Ted Cruz confronting Trump protesters across the street. Fear not, they weren't acting like idiots. It wasn't the Black Lives Matter group. But there was actually a civil discussion that broke out in the name of democracy. Hang tight and we'll get to it.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessory store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Let Twisted Roads Trading Post be the place to go. Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Sewing, embroidery, and T-shirt printing services are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit TwistedRoadsTradingPost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So Cruz is up in Indiana, jumping on the stump every chance he gets, pounding away. He's named Carly as his running mate. He's gotten the endorsement of Governor Pence. He's doing everything he can do to make this a competition in Indiana. And the numbers say he's a little behind, but it's a lot closer than the last couple of weeks' contest. Well, Cruz went to some event or was coming out. I don't know the exact context, but across the street there were some Trump supporters kind of there in protest. And so what does Ted Cruz do? Ted Cruz walks across the street and faces them one-on-one and says, let's have a discussion. And it was actually a lot more civil than I would have expected based on what I've seen from Trump events. And it just underscores the fact that even though you'll hear Cruz say, well, Donald Trump says to punch him in the face. That's what he would have done. He would have sent somebody over here to punch you in the face. I don't know how much of the blame lands on the Trump crew now. I believe the majority of the blame lands on these Black Lives Matter groups, these ignorant leftists who are, well, he's a racist. Well, why? I don't know. He just is. That type of crowd. And so the bite is quite long. I ask you to stick with me on this because I just want you to hear the exchange. I want you to hear what goes on, and we're going to talk about it after we get done because I definitely have some comments. Here's Ted Cruz and protesters yesterday.
And an oath to the people of this state to come in front of you and ask for your support. And I'm running to be everyone's president, those who vote for me, and even those who don't want you. Well, you're entitled to your view, sir, and I will respect it. In fact, I will
do the
protect.
math.
I will protect
you have
your
cases
rights.
to drop out. It's your turn.
Well,
take your own words.
Now I'm curious, sir.
Time to drop out.
When
sir.
Donald doesn't get to 1237, are you going to call him to drop out?
Donald's definitely going to get to 1237. No, he's going to get more than 1237.
Let me ask you something, sir. What do you like about Donald?
Everything.
Give me one.
Everything.
Give me one. Can you pick anything?
Donald Trump sucks too. The wall.
Okay, the wall.
That's the main thing.
All
immigration.
Right. Building the wall. All right, hold on a second. Now, do you know on the wall that Donald told the New York Times editorial board he's not going to build a wall and he's not going to deport anyone?
You're lying. Once again, lying, Ted.
Well, sir, you know, actually, civilized people don't just scream and yell at each other. I'm not yelling at you.
I'm yelling at everybody.
Do you know that Donald's words were caught on tape? The New York Times reported the whole thing, publicly reported. That's a total lie made up by Donald Trump's campaign.
Lying, Ted.
Let me ask.
Career politicians have killed America.
Let me ask
you are the problem.
Let me ask you
are the problem,
right,
politician. You are the problem.
Can I ask you something?
No.
Can I ask you something? Out of all of the candidates, name one who had $1 million judgment against him for hiring illegal aliens.
Name one.
Donald Trump is the
self-funded. That's right.
Okay,
Not
so
you.
So you like rich people who buy politicians.
Where's your Goldman Sachs jacket at? We know your wife works there.
Actually, I was supported by, and am supported by 1.3 million contributions all over the country. Our average contribution is $60. On immigration, you know Donald Trump had $1 million judgment against him for hiring illegal aliens. You know what he's doing right now in Florida? He brings in hundreds of foreign workers instead of hiring Americans. Sir, with all respect, Donald Trump is deceiving you. He is playing you for a chump. And ask yourself two questions. Why is it that the mainstream media so desperately wants Donald Trump to be the Republican nominee?
Bash him every chance they get.
And why is it that John Boehner supports Donald Trump? Do you agree with John Boehner?
No.
Do you agree with Nancy Pelosi?
The thing is, I don't agree with everybody, but I believe in Trump. He's the only one that's going to put us where we need to be. What are you going to do about our Second Amendment?
Okay, great question.
What are you going to do about our
Second Amendment?
Yeah.
All right, I have defended the Second Amendment in front of the Supreme Court of the United States. Do you know that Donald Trump supported Bill Clinton's national ban on some of the most popular firearms in America? And that is a fact. You can go read his book where he said, I agree with Bill Clinton. In fact, he said, I hate guns. That's a quote from Donald Trump. I have spent 20 years fighting to defend the Second Amendment. And I'll tell you this, sir. If Donald Trump ever becomes president, he has said on the Supreme Court he's going to cut a deal with Chuck Schumer. He said that in 2 debates ago, which means he's going to put a liberal on the Supreme Court who's going to take away your Second Amendment right. There is a reason why Gun Owners of America has endorsed me in this campaign, because I've defended the Second Amendment my whole life, while Donald Trump is a New York liberal who will take away your Second Amendment rights. This man is lying to you, and he's taking advantage of you. And I would encourage you, sir, I appreciate your being out here speaking. If I were Donald Trump, I wouldn't have come over and talked to you. I wouldn't have shown you that respect. In fact, you know what I would have done? I would have told the folks over there, go over and punch those guys in the face. That's what Donald does to protesters. Yes. I think a candidate is campaigning to work for you.
Like you always do.
Okay, stop. What word did I say was a lie?
About Donald telling people to punch people.
Okay, let me ask you, sir. Just go home and Google Donald punch in the face protesters. And at his rallies, look, this is on national television. You can watch the facts of him standing at the podium saying, punch that guy in the face. I mean, and in fact, he says I'll pay your legal fees when you punch him in the face. And there's a problem. Listen, Donald Trump has accused everyone in this race of being a liar. Donald cannot tell the truth in 1 minute.
You'll find out tomorrow. So, Indiana don't want you.
Well, sir, you are entitled to have your rights, but I'll tell you this. Sir, America is a better country
without you.
Thank you for those kind sentiments. Let me point out, I have treated you respectfully the entire time. And a question that everyone here should ask.
Are you Canadian?
Do you want your kids?
Are you Canadian?
Do you want your kids repeating the words of Donald Trump? Would you be proud if your kids came home cursing and yelling and insulting? And let me give you an example of Donald's problems with the truth. Yesterday, he was on national television. He was asked about his support from Mike Tyson, a convicted rapist. And his response is, Ted says Tyson's a rapist. That's why we call him Lion Ted. Mike Tyson was convicted by a jury of his peers, served 3 years in prison for rape here in the state of Indiana, and yet Donald screams, it's a lie to say Mike Tyson is a racist. Sir, facts matter. Truth matters.
But you want to carpet bomb women and children, huh?
Now, that's actually interesting. You say carpet bomb women and children.
Those are your words.
No,
actually. I added the women and children because that's what you're going to be doing when you carpet bomb somewhere.
Sir, let me respond to you. It's interesting that you added women and children because your candidate, Donald Trump, came out and said he would order our military to kill the women and children, the wives and children of terrorists, which is a war crime. When he was asked in the debate, what about when soldiers don't want to commit a war crime and murder women and children? He's the one who said women and children. He said, I will tell them to do it and they will obey me. I'll tell you, anyone who served in the armed services, a president who thinks he's going to order American soldiers to commit war crimes is a president who doesn't respect the fighting men and women of this country. Right. What I said is we're going to carpet bomb ISIS. We're going to target the terrorists, take out their infrastructure, take out their command and control, take out their oil refineries. Nobody would target women and children. except for a bully like Donald Trump. Sir,
that's right.
I respect your right to speak, but I'm also going to say in America, we are a nation that is better than anger and insults and cursing and rage. And I believe the people of Indiana have a common sense, good judgment that we want real solutions.
Everybody vote Trump!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when two people disagree, have a conversation, but they are on two completely different intellectual planes. Just completely different intellectual planes. Ted Cruz is probably one of the smartest people you'll ever run into. And this guy, he seems like a hardworking American that supports Trump. The problem I have here is he couldn't tell you why he supported Trump. Well, he's going to build a wall. That's it. He's going to build a wall. You're lying, Ted. You're lying, Ted. And he said, well, what did I lie about? And the facts are on Ted Cruz's side. And that's what bothers me about this. And it's what's bothered me a great deal about the whole Trump movement is the facts seem to be secondary. I've told you I have a buddy show I go on to a lot, and he's pro-Trump. And he's got this one guy that is pro-Trump no matter what. It doesn't matter what you say. He'll spin it into what he wants it to be. And I made the comment that contested conventions, while they may not be preferable to those of us casting votes, they have been good in the past, and it's the way we've done it for a long time. If you don't reach that threshold, it goes to a contested convention. And it was a contested convention that gave us Lincoln. Lincoln was in second or third going into that convention, and he came out the winner of the nomination. He wasn't the winner in the popular vote or anything to that degree. And then he comes back after I get off the air. Oh, well, Lincoln and Cruz, they're nothing alike. That's not a fair comparison. That's not what I was saying. And if you listen to this soundbite, it seems to me a lot of that's going on. And that scares me a lot because I wonder how many of those guys there are out there. Now, with that said, the things Ted Cruz has done disturbs me greatly because on the surface, he is a mold of conservatism. I mean, he is the guy. But you look at all that went on in Iowa and with Ben Carson and the voter fraud mailers and things of that nature. And then you look at the interview we had last Saturday night about this lady who had been approached by the Cruz campaign several times trying to bribe her and intimidate her to change her vote at the Texas State Convention because she was a delegate. And it leaves me scratching my head. It does. Now, I'm going to lay it out there perfectly clear. Donald Trump is on his way to winning this nomination, and I have screamed and yelled at the top of my lungs, we have to unite and support him. But I'm still not sure Donald Trump is who he says he is. I'm still not sure you can pivot 180 degrees on so many issues so quickly. I'm still not sure that he is who he says he is, or he's going to do what he says he's going to do. But I do know that there's not much out there that can be worse than Hillary. He definitely isn't worse than Hillary. I just hope, and that's all I can do at this point is hope, that when we look back 4 years, 8 years from now, that Ted Cruz wasn't right and we were hoodwinked. I hope that's not the case. I hope that we weren't fooled into electing Donald Trump. I have to put my faith in the system. The people have spoken. He's going to have the delegates, and I'm going to support him because I'm anti-Hillary. Hashtag anti-Hillary. That's the only anti I am, and I wish that was the only anti that Republicans were, but that's not always the case. We're going to take a break. On the other side, we're going to turn our eyes to the left. Hillary Clinton is in West Virginia trying to backpedal. Let's talk about it on the other side.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you tired of making payments to a security company that doesn't seem to have the same values as you and doesn't offer the most recent technology? American Defense Systems is a veteran-owned and operated security company specializing in home security and automation solutions to fit your lifestyle while keeping small business owners more connected to work while on the go. American Defense Systems makes practical recommendations for families to keep your home safe without trying to sell you a bunch of extra stuff. And for businesses, American Defense Systems wants to provide you with the company comfort of knowing that your business is safe by allowing you the monitoring options you need without loading you up with too many extras. American Defense Systems' goal is to provide your home or business with an affordable and technically superior security and automation system. If you're not happy with your current security system or provider, set up a no-cost consultation today at AmericanDefenseSystems.com. That's AmericanDefenseSystems.com. American Defense Systems, proud to be a veteran-owned company.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Do you believe in conservative politics, common sense issues, and the U.S. Constitution? So does Matt Locke. Who is Matt Locke? Well, Matt's just a guy that believes, like many of you, that our country is headed in the wrong direction. If you feel the same, then go to Matt's new website, themattlockshow.com. Matt is a friend of the Gavin Mitchell Show, and he's a conservative podcaster and talk show host who will shoot you straight and provide information that is important to the conservative listener. You'll hear political commentary, news, and he'll discuss the current issues that will affect you during this election season. Listen to Matt's daily podcast anytime on his website at themattlockshow.com, spelled MATTLOCKE, or find his show on Spreaker.com and TuneIn.com. He's also syndicated on ICRN, the internet's new conservative radio network. Join Matt and his guest on the Matt Locke Show daily at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific on conservativeradionetwork.com, or listen to any of his 400 archive shows at any time on the MattLockeShow.com. The Matt Locke Show, all things conservative politics.
The following message is brought to you by Health Markets, your first choice when you need health insurance for your small business. Do you offer health insurance to your employees? Call us now and see if you can save money. Do you want to offer vision and dental to your employees? Call us. Do you think you're paying too much for your current health insurance? Call us. Do you want somebody else to do all the legwork and search thousands of health plans from over 180 health insurance companies nationwide? Call us. We're Health Markets, and thanks to a little-known solution, we could help your business save thousands of dollars on health insurance costs and save your employees money, too. Our service is free. Don't miss the great savings. Call now.
800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. That's 800-470-8021.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is DBA of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., licensed in all states. Product availability varies.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
So, do you remember when Hillary Clinton was out front just completely tearing apart the coal industry, saying that, and her direct quote, and I know you've seen it ran on every news outlet in the world, is that she was going to do her best to put the coal companies out of business and make sure that the coal miners and the workers were out of a job. That's almost a direct quote by her. That is where she stood with this. Well, given the climate on the race for the nomination on the left, Indiana isn't so important to them, and so they've turned their attention to other places, one of those other places being West Virginia. So Clinton was there in West Virginia at a campaign stop, and she was confronted by Bo Copley, C-O-P-L-E-Y. And he told her he was a laid-off worker in the coal industry. And he called her out. He said, hey, you made a comment that said, quote, we're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business. And his long quote reads, excuse me, I want to know how you can say you're going to put a lot of coal miners out of jobs. and then come in here and tell us how you're going to be our friend because those people out there don't see you as a friend. Sometimes he was breaking into tears as the chants of the protesters were heard outside. Clinton does what Clinton does best. She just flat out lied. Well, her comments in March were a misstatement, and that she's been talking about helping out coal country for a very long time. She's quoted as saying, "What I was saying is that the way things are going now, we will continue to lose jobs. That's what I meant to say. And I think it seems to be supported by the facts. I don't mean that we're going to do it. What I was, that is going to happen unless we take action to try to help and prevent it." I hope my backpedal rhetoric there, my nuance, added something to that. But she completely lies. And then turns around to the reporters just moments later and says, "I can't take it back. I certainly can't get people who, for political reasons or personal reasons, very painful reasons, are upset with me. I want you to know I'm going to do whatever I can to help no matter what happens politically. Whether or not West Virginia supports me, I'm going to support you." So she comes out and says this, and when she's called on the carpet, she cowers down. She backs down. Well, that's not what I said at all. It was a misstatement. It was mistaken for what I really meant. Here's what I really meant. If we keep going the direction we're going, we're going to continue to lose jobs. We got to do something about it. And then in the very next breath admits to saying it. I can't take it back. And I certainly can't get people who, and what's the first excuse out of her mouth? Political reasons. It's always creating a victim for the left. They're always victims. It's just how it is. I don't know how much more evidence I need to bring to the table to drive that home. But Hillary Clinton, she creates professional victims. She plays the victim because she's a woman, this, that, and the other. She creates these victims by, racial issues and institutionalized and all this other garbage that just simply isn't true. The whole mass incarceration of blacks. She dodges accountability when it comes to Benghazi and the emails. She just couldn't possibly be wrong. That couldn't be the case, and continues to downplay an FBI investigation that is going to lead to indictment. But keep in mind, she comes from a family who habitually and notoriously feels no reason, they're not compelled at all to tell the truth. Bill Clinton was impeached for lying. She has been caught lying. Here's another case where, it was a misstatement. I was misunderstood. She wasn't misunderstood. Not even close. But for whatever reason, there is a large group of people out there that have been brainwashed into thinking they really are victims in the greatest country in the world. That somebody has their thumb on them. The people that have their thumb on them are the very people they're giving power to. The Barack Obamas, the Clintons, that group of people. It's the Republicans, mind you, that is the original opposition party. It was the Republicans that freed the slaves. It is the Republicans that want smaller government so that people can spread their wings and fly. It is the Republicans that want democracy so that people get a voice. They want capitalism so that if you have the chops and the wherewithal to produce a healthy business, it grows. It doesn't get suffocated by Obamacare. But the Clintons and the Obamas and people of this nature have convinced people that it's too hard to open a business. It's too hard to work for a living. The cards are stacked against you. It doesn't work like that. You need to be given an opportunity through free education. You need to be given an opportunity through free health care. That's how they respond. And that's not the answer. That's not even close to the answer. And here she is lying once again. My goodness. I want to turn my eyes to Connecticut. The liberals are at it again. The Connecticut governor to sign gun confiscation bill. And here are the key facts. Connecticut lawmakers have passed legislation to permit law enforcement to confiscate guns and ammunition from anyone accused of domestic abuse. Accused. The bill made it through the legislature, and Governor Daniel McCoy is expected to sign it very soon. Under the legislation, suspects would have 24 hours after being accused to surrender all firearms. Are you kidding me? Here it goes again. They create victims. They use that leverage of domestic. And who supports domestic violence? Any man that puts his hand on a woman is a coward and a scumbag and a piece of trash. And I'll tell it to your face. Come find me. You're a coward. Put your hands on me, big dog. Let's see how that turns out. But to take law-abiding citizens' guns, to take guns from people who have them legally registered because they're accused of a crime. How many of these politicians have been accused of a crime, but it never shook out? They were never convicted. Charges were dropped. They had the wrong person. It happens all the time. Every time I turn on the news, we're releasing somebody from 5, 10, 20, 30 years in prison who were wrongfully accused and sentenced. Mistakes happen, but just because someone says you did it doesn't mean you did it in this country. We have a thing called due process. It is actually a constitutional guarantee that you get due process before you face any consequences of someone who has broken the law, which includes getting your firearm ability, permission, guarantee, right, revoked. That's how it works. And so the liberals are at it again. This is just another way to use the leverage of domestic violence victims to get their hands on our guns. That's what they're after. And again, why are they after the guns? Because a disarmed society is more likely to conform and submit. It's that simple. It really is. On the other side, I got a couple stories that might make you giggle. Hang tight. We'll talk about them.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialists in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So we knew, we knew it was just a matter of time before those on the left found some way to create a victim to make things worse in North Carolina. Well, it's happened. It's happened. A transgender woman, so I'm assuming it's a man. I don't know. I don't know how that works. If you're a transgender woman, are you really a man? Or are you really a woman that wants to be a man? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Maybe I need to get educated on the nuances of being transgender. But this transgender person went to the wrong bathroom and claims that they wanted to go in there and take a picture with their cell phone of themselves in the incorrect bathroom according to the North Carolina law, kind of as a souvenir. Look at me, I'm rogue. But they came out and claimed that I just don't know, was dragged out of the bathroom by jackbooted thugs. Well, what this person didn't know is that it was all on videotape. The alleged transgender victim claims, I couldn't think, I couldn't speak, I was speechless. It was embarrassing. I was out in front of everybody. And this was in Durham, by the way. Said she wanted to make a statement by going into a women's restroom and snapping a selfie in the mirror. She said a custodian confronted her when she came out of the stall and was escorted out. The city of Durham owns the transit center and recently released the surveillance footage of the alleged incident after the original story was aired. There was no incident. It was completely made up. It is another leftist pretending to be a victim to get their way, pretending to be a victim and expecting government and the people to cater to them. After they saw the video, the alleged victim claimed, well, you had to be there. You had to be there to understand. No, you don't have to be there to understand. I understand clearly, and I'm clean in Texas. You went into a bathroom, you walked out, there was no incidents, there was no problem, but that's not good enough for you because you don't agree with what the people have said and what the government has done. You're going to be a victim. You're going to create a false report and become a victim even though you're not. You're going to accuse somebody of dragging you out of a bathroom when it never happened. Not understanding the consequences that if by chance someone looks like that and happens to be in the area, what the repercussions on their life would be. Because you're fighting for a, quote, bigger cause. It's absolute garbage. It's absolute garbage. And then when she's outed, she can't even admit, he can't even admit, whatever he or she is, can't admit, yeah, I made the whole thing up. I wanted a little attention. I wanted to prove that I was fighting for a cause I believe in. And I did it by making up lies. You know, it's on the 3rd page of the playbook for those of us that are on the left. We lie about things. And it ties right back into the 1st page where we need to be victims. Otherwise, no one's going to appreciate our stance. We can't have educated conversations. We can't sit down at the table and discuss things and hash out problems. We can't answer it at the ballot box. We have to do it through disruption, stomping on people's First Amendment rights, lies, and creating victims. That's how we operate. You should expect this. I didn't do anything wrong. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm so fed up with that garbage. I mean, I've had it. It's not that we disagree on fundamental principles. I encourage questioning fundamental principles. That's what makes democracy work. It's the lies and the deceit and the victim playing and the disruption and just no consideration for the other side. You're not fighting for free speech if you don't let the other side speak. And that concept translates to just about every move these leftists do. Now, in the last 5 minutes or so, I want to lighten the mood and I want to talk a little bit about what happened after the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Some of you may know Jesse Waters from Waters World. He's a correspondent on the Bill O'Reilly show, The O'Reilly Factor. And I'm a big fan of Jesse Waters. I think he's funny. We share the same sense of humor. But he's known for kind of a man on the street thing. Like he'll walk up and just interview normal people and ask them, well, why are you voting for Bernie? And it's hilarious. It's hilarious to some of the stuff he comes up with. Well, he attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner and went to a after party that was hosted by MSNBC. Even though he doesn't work for MSNBC, it was an after party, right? And this thing went deep into the night. And I'm sure there were some drinks had, even though Waters claims he doesn't drink. He only drinks waters. I can almost guarantee there were some drinks had. Well, a physical altercation broke out between a Huffington Post reporter, Ryan Grimm, and Waters. And what happened is Waters is known for what they call, quote, ambush reporting. Well, he'll just walk up and start asking you questions. Well, this Ryan Grimm decided he was going to do it. So he busted out his cell phone and stuck it right in Waters' face. Well, Waters didn't appreciate it. Waters didn't like it. And there's more to it. There's claims that Waters followed, harassed, and ambushed a lady while on vacation, and that's what this all started about. But, all right, I'm going to include that. I don't like to bash people, but it's an important piece of the story. So Grimm told the Blaze that he approached Waters with his cell phone, with the camera going, and pressed him about his past confrontation with the reporter Amanda Turkle in 2009. Turkle claimed Waters followed her and harassed her and ambushed her while she was on vacation in Winchester, Virginia. Waters grabs the phone and threw it about 10 feet. Well, Grimm went and got it, and it's still recorded, and stuck it back in his face. So Waters grabs it and sticks it in his pocket. And when Waters wouldn't give Grimm back his cell phone, then a little fisticuffs broke out. Now, there's some reports that punches were thrown, some not. Grimm says, I expected him to handle it a lot better since he does it for a living. He put my cell phone in his pocket and repeatedly refused to return it. I warned him I would take it back and eventually did. Let's analyze this, folks. As hardworking Americans like you and me, a scuffle between two media members is good for nothing but a laugh. Are you kidding me? Who wants to see a slap fight? Now, this guy Grimm, what did he think was going to come out of this? Sticking your cell phone in a guy's face and pressing him about an issue he obviously doesn't want to talk about? What comes of that? Especially when it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning and you're at an after party where the booze is flowing. This guy was instigating things. Now, could Waters have handled it better? You bet. Were punches thrown? Who knows? Who knows if punches were thrown? There's no video of it. Waters completely downplayed it last night on the O'Reilly Factor. But I'm just going to ask this. If the media can't do their job well, if they can't hold to account the elected officials and give us accurate information that isn't slanted towards a candidate they want, If they can't expose this administration for what and who they are, what good are they? This slap fight, are you kidding me? If that would have broke out in some of the establishments I used to hang out with, we would have just laughed. We would have laughed over and over and over again. 2 reporters, known as manly men, the reporters are, decided they were going to get into a fisticuffs. Give me a break, guys. I'm a big fan of Waters. I'm not a fan of this. Dude, just walk away. Just walk away. What do you win by putting the hurt on some little punk reporter? You don't. But Waters may be a tall guy, but he's no better. He's a reporter, too. He's all about being pretty. Right? Grow a beard. Be a man. I'm so glad they've got Willie from Duck Dynasty, Willie Robertson, up on the Fox News channel. Now we got some men in there doing some stuff. But a slap fight between 2 reporters. Are you kidding me? What a joke. And it just shows what a joke the White House Correspondents' Dinner is. It's good fun, but it's a joke, right? Literally and figuratively. There's just not a lot of good that can come out of it. And for Waters to get himself in that mess, that's just a bad move, a bad decision, and the wrong play. He should have been better than that. He should have walked away. That's going to do it for today, folks. Believe it or not, we are out of time. Remember, in the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. Election results tomorrow right here on the Gavin Mitchell Show. We will see you then.
Thanks for listening to The Gavin Mitchell Show, the Blue Collar Professor, produced in Fort Worth, Texas. If you like what you just heard, subscribe on iTunes and Spreaker.com. These and other links can be found on our website at thegavinmitchellshow.com. Be sure to tell your friends and colleagues about the Blue Collar Professor's daily podcast. Join us again next time as we take the liberals to school. All opinions expressed by the host or guests on this series are solely their opinions and do not reflect the views, policies, or positions of the Gavin Mitchell Show or its affiliates. This has been a Ron Phillips Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production.